I needed to say things because I'm responsible for students.
It's been pretty remarkable and pretty life-changing.
I see people relax. I see people open up.
It makes me feel good that I've impacted their life positively.
I've definitely seen the change in a lot of different individuals, and it starts with individuals.
If I'm walking down the hallway with a four-legged friend or with a white cane, it lets everybody know. I am blind. I have no sight at all. Sometimes you feel very apart from the world. I had a million questions when I lost my sight, and I figure other people have a lot of questions too. Sometimes people who've never had experience being around people with disabilities are afraid they're going to say something that will hurt somebody's feelings or be offensive. I have a couple of classes that I do on disability etiquette, and I think they've been successful because I think it breaks down barriers and it makes a world full of connections. The changes come with education. That's what I experience, is seeing the positive changes here. And I have actually found many joys in my life as a blind person. We're just regular folks. We're human beings. We're people who have disabilities.
I was walking through my house and I fell down on the ground and I couldn't get up. So I had the MRI on a Monday, and I think it was on my birthday that year that I went in and he said, it's MS. And every day is different. You have relapses, and then some stuff goes away, some stuff stays, and you never know what's gonna stay, what's gonna go. I try to do everything so it doesn't show, but that does complicate my life because there are people who think that I make it up. Most people are very sympathetic. Most people don't know anything about MS, so I explain to them what my MS is like. I want to make sure that it doesn't negatively impact whatever group of students that I'm working with, my colleagues. They need to know that I live in chaos and that my chaos may impact them. So let's take a look at what we can have in place so that if my chaos does erupt, that it can be dealt with and everything else can keep moving. That doesn't mean that I'm no longer a good professor and able to do this. The people who have dealt with me up front and very honestly, it's been great.
My spinal cord injury is at the thoracic vertebrae number 6. I have no sensory feeling below that vertebrae. People are scared to engage people with disabilities. I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm comfortable telling people how I got where I am. If you don't take an antagonistic stand, you find that people want to help. The administration, for the most part, is very sensitive to those issues once they're brought up. Being forthcoming and educational as possible about my situation not only puts them at ease, but it helps dilute a stigma that people have against engaging, learning from, and including people with disabilities, and seeing them as people.
So I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which means I get distracted easily. And then I have shoulder impingements and the back injury, which I have to be very careful of or it will get worse. I disclosed because I had to. In order to be able to do the work that I do, I couldn't do it without accommodations. I did think hard about it because it puts you in a minority in that category. It's really important to think about that and decide whether to go with the risk. When I talk about it, I try to keep it fairly casual because it normalizes it a little bit more. It's just kind of, oh, okay, that's how it works. It helps, and when I have the opportunity, I try to take it. I just can't tell you how thrilled I am with how my boss has responded to this. I work from home 2 days a week. I have my little office set up at home. It's perfect. I have everything just the way I need. When I am at home, I can hyper-focus. I knew I'd do a little bit better. I didn't know I'd double my productivity. And those kinds of accommodations, I can't tell you how much they mean.
I remember quite vividly when I first was diagnosed, that feeling that I had of like being alone and not really knowing what was going on. I have only 4% of my visual field left, so which is really nothing. A lot of students know me, so a lot of students are very helpful, opening doors or pointing me in the right direction if I get lost. What I have is retinitis pigmentosa. My conditions are totally different than the next person's visual impairment. When I get the doctor's note of what I have, VCU has a template of what they provide for that type of student. There's no conversation on exactly what I need specifically. It's just kind of whatever it's in that accommodations letter. Teachers never had a student quite like you, so that accommodations letter definitely helps. I started wanting to push other people, and motivate other people and show them, like, you have so many people telling you what you can't do that you start to believe it. That's not true. Somebody's told me many times the things I can't do, but I've proven them wrong. I use that stuff as kind of motivation. We can do way more than what we're doing, do everything that everyone else can do. We just have to do it differently.
It's life. It's real. And that's VCU. I mean, we deal with it.